721, that is the city of Miami. Live look right there. The Dolphins, they had a head coach named Brian Flores. Pretty good head coach, winning record 2 of his 3 seasons there. But he surprisingly fired yesterday by the football team. But he is not the only one. Of course, that's what happens the Monday after the regular season. In the NFL, they call it Black Monday. It's used to describe the day after the end of every regular season. And seemingly, every year we wonder about the coaching decisions made and not made. Join us now on Start Your Day is BNC's Anthony Amey with more on the move that, well, took everyone by surprise yesterday. And I was shocked when I saw Brian Flores had been released or let go by the Miami Dolphins. But obviously, you know, as a Giants fan, even more in shock, stunned that Joe Judge still has a job with the New York Giants.
Yeah, no, it's become a yearly ritual, Mike. We all scratch our heads at, again, as you mentioned, the decisions that are made and those that are not made as well. It's a topic that every person can relate to, actually, because who hasn't felt that they've been overlooked on their job despite showing an ability to do that job? Well, it occurs every year in the NFL, the changing of coaches and executives leading teams. However, yesterday's news of the firing of Brian Flores in Miami caught everyone by surprise. In 2019, Flores took over a Dolphins franchise that has been to the playoffs a grand total of twice now in the last 20 years. That's twice in that 2019 season when he was hired. Most thought the team was the worst in the league and would tank the season to get the #1 overall pick. All it did was go 4-4 down the stretch. The Dolphins followed that up with 10 wins last year, 9 this year, becoming the first team in history to win 7 games in a row in the same season in which it lost 7 straight. 2 winning records, 19-14 overall in the last 2 years. Meanwhile, the general manager for the Dolphins is Chris Grier. He will remain as GM, according to reports. Grier and Flores made up the only black GM coach combination in a league of 32 teams, and this was an ownership decision to move on from Flores, according to team owner Stephen Ross. So again, Flores led the team to a 19-14 record the last 2 seasons. First time with consecutive winning seasons since 2002-03. The Dolphins won 8 of their last 9 following a 1-7 start. 4-2 record against Bill Belichick, Mike. But again, the owner, Stephen Ross, saying it was strictly his decision. We don't know what went wrong there, but obviously there's something that's off.
Yeah, it's something that's off with the NFL. We already know the issues and over the last forever when it comes to black head coaches getting opportunities in the National Football League. Going into last season, they only had 3 of the 32 teams had black head coaches, and now you're down to 2. And David Culley with the Houston Texans is in trouble even after 1 season, and his quarterback, Deshaun Watson, didn't play all season. Meanwhile, Deshaun Watson was starting to be traded for Tua Tagovailoa with the Miami Dolphins, so they had that turmoil during that 7-game losing streak. They turned their season around, and then out comes Brian Flores. Once again, and the issue I have when it comes to black head coaches in the National Football League, yes, it is really hard for them to get a head coaching job. But once they get that job, sometimes they are not given the same opportunity as their white counterparts.
Yeah, and there's no question. One example that just is glaring in my memory, Steve Wilkes took over in Arizona the year before the Cardinals got Kyler Murray. That Cardinals team was a disaster, and they went 3-13, and Wilkes was out after 1 season and hasn't even come close to sniffing another opportunity in the NFL. You mentioned Brian Flores, Mike. Out again after 3 years in Miami, and he took over that team, which again at that point was considered to be one of the worst in the league. This past season, though, that distinction belonged to the guy you mentioned, David Culley. Received his first NFL head coaching job last year at the age of 65. Many felt his Houston Texans would be the worst team in the league, and all he did was lead them to a win in the opener. They also beat the AFC's #1 seed, the Tennessee Titans, in Nashville the Sunday before Thanksgiving. They also gave the Titans all they could handle in the finale, and they beat the Chargers the day after Christmas. Houston 2-2 in its last 4 games, yet there are reports, as you mentioned, that Culley could be in trouble after only 1 year. Of course, you would hope every team would like to strike gold and find a Mike Tomlin. He just set the record by starting his head coaching career with 15 consecutive non-losing seasons. Tomlin led the Pittsburgh Steelers to the title in 2008. His 154 regular season wins tied for 18th all-time with Hall of Famer Joe Gibbs and ahead of Sean Payton and Hall of Famers Bill Cowher and Marv Levy. So basically it feels, Mike, like guys have to come in and have immediate success like Mike Tomlin or else, and even he has felt some heat because Pittsburgh has gotten to the AFC Championship game only once in the last decade. However, 7 of the last 8 years, Pittsburgh has had a winning record.
And once again, you just mentioned the record, 15 straight years as starting off as a head coach with a winning record, and still people talking about Mike Tomlin being out as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers earlier this season when he had an aging relic of a quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger and the issues that Ben Roethlisberger's had on and off the field over the years. We can talk about that for decades here on out. Even Mike Tomlin being disrespected during the season by some people thinking that he would leave the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the greatest organizations in the NFL, to go take the head coaching job at USC, to go back to college. Why would you do that? So, yeah, I mean, the disrespect that black head coaches get sometimes, man, is just unbelievable. We're talking about, you talk about Steve Wilkes with the Arizona Cardinals not giving an opportunity. How about these coaches that were actually really good? Jim Caldwell taking Detroit to the playoffs, and of course taking over for Indianapolis once Tony Dungy retired. Tony Dungy being fired in Tampa, Lovie Smith, and then now Brian Flores. So it's once again, the NFL has this huge issue, and when it comes to black head coaches, and once again, it's not only hiring the black head coaches, it's also making sure that their tenure lasts for a long period of time. I did a little research last night talking about this. And among coaches who were coaches for 5 years or less with winning seasons, black head coaches who were fired within that time lasted more than a year less than their white counterparts. So once again, it's one thing to get the opportunity. It's another thing to actually have a job and have the opportunity to prove yourself in the National Football League in order to turn teams around.
Jim Caldwell, 36-28 in 4 seasons in Detroit. 3 of those 4 seasons, winning seasons. Since 2000, all the other seasons, only 2 winning seasons there for the Motor City Kitties, the Detroit Lions. Real quick, Mike, just your take. I'll give you the floor. Joe Judge, 10-23, just a miserable excuse for a franchise this season, especially the last 2 games. Just your thoughts on a Brian Flores being out and a Joe Judge remaining in New York.
And that's the issue that I have. It's like guys like Joe Judge who are given opportunities when I'm like, okay, well, what did he do to deserve the opportunity? I'm looking at a guy like Eric Bieniemy, who has won a Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs, on the sidelines, and people scrutinizing him. It's like, well, he didn't call plays. Well, you know, he's an offensive coordinator. He does call plays. I'm talking about a Byron Leftwich down there in Tampa who won a Super Bowl last year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Tom Brady giving that respect. And how about a guy that you know, the defensive coordinator down there used to be the head coach of the Jets. The name escapes me right offhand right now. Todd Bowles. Yep. With the Jets coming down there, defensive coordinator, taking care of the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl last year. Tampa has another good defense this year, and it's hard for him to get another opportunity in the NFL. So once again, even after these head coaches are fired in the NFL, it's hard for them to get another opportunity as a head coach eventually, unless you're a Tony Dungy, unless you're a Jim Caldwell, and those guys had to basically do miracles with their teams in order to do something. So when you talk about a guy like Joe Judge still being the head coach of the New York Giants, a team that I love, after 3 seasons, and he has done absolutely nothing to prove that he deserves to still be on the sidelines for the Giants, I can't say what I want to say on national television. I definitely can't say it on morning television.
All right, Mike, and let's also hope that guys like Eric Bieniemy get the shot that they richly deserve. Leslie Frazier, there are a number of others. And let's also put this out there. Let's hope that there are none of these sham interviews that we've come to believe they are. We've seen so many teams requesting permission to speak with certain guys. Let's hope it's not only to satisfy the Rooney Rule, which of course many of you know requires minorities to be interviewed for head coaching and executive positions.
Yeah, black head coaches want opportunities. They don't want to be made a token. We don't need practice to go in to learn how to interview. Don't insult these black head coaches who deserve these opportunities. And man, you know I always love talking to you, man. Please come back every morning if you can, bro, so we can talk a little sports. Always good seeing you, my brother.
We could go all day on this one.